The superstars of Fan Control Football Season 2.0 are not only the who's who of celebrity team owners and influencers, not the 21 million live views of our Emmy-nominated broadcast. Across Twitch, DAZN, Fubo, NBCLX, Peacock. Or our highlights that scored over 100 million views. And we can't forget best-in-class sponsors. But the biggest star of Season 2 is our play-calling app that allow fans to control the action on the field. Fans pick a team, pick a play, 4 run plays, 4 pass plays to choose from. The play with the most votes is called in real time.
We got it.
This is where video games and live action come to life. And now, Fan Control Sports and Entertainment brings you Fan Controlled Hoops, where fans call the shots. Coming 2023, the future of sports is here, and it's fan control. Power to the fans.
Are you ready?
This is FCTV, fan-controlled television. Programs created and produced for the fans, by the fans of fan-controlled sports and entertainment. As always, power to the fans. And now, it's time for the show.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back this Tuesday to the Info Arcade Show. I'm Info Arcade, and alongside me each and every week are these two handsome fellas, Stathead, KS Rome Kyle, and AJ King Ka. The myth, the men, and the legends. Guys, how are we doing this week? Doing good?
I have something I would like to get off my chest. Okay. I appreciate everybody saying I look like a wizard. I don't think that's fair to wizards. I'm clearly a bard. All right, I can't be a wizard. I don't study. All right, there's many different kinds of spellcasters out there. I am not a wizard. Let's get that very clear. I'm a bard because I just bumbled my way into this. A wizard studies, kids. If you want to be a wizard, hit the books. Stay in school. You could do it.
Bards have Bard College.
Yeah, but like,
music college doesn't get you anything. Do you get a Bard degree? It's not like, hey, congratulations, you got a Bard degree.
And you know what?
Sign here for your Bard record deal. Doesn't exist, okay? Hey,
wizards are smart. Bards are like charismatic.
Bards are on the street corner doing everything they can to make it, but not like that.
All I gotta say is a bard has to be able to hold a tune.
Yeah, Josh is a bard. McCoog's a bard.
He's a jester.
Ooh,
yeah,
let's do this real quick. We are gonna come back to this topic. I want to talk about this. If we could talk about all of the showrunners for the Fan Control show on Thursday, what D&D class would they be? We should do that as a topic.
Easy. I already know.
Okay, we gotta get the show going though, guys, because after all, this is the Info Arcade Show each and every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. We run you through the sports and entertainment news you need to know about. And you can watch us live each and every week on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and you can listen to us on podcast services all around the globe. And if you're here joining us live, like C4 Credit, Afro, Chip Hazard, like all of you guys, thank you so much for hopping in the chat. Shout out to all of you. But we're here live hanging out with all of them. So if you're listening to this on podcast services, make sure you catch us next time on Tuesday so you can be a part of the action in real time. Guys, I want to know.
Oh, God. Can you
watch the Pro Bowl this weekend?
No.
Did you watch the Pro Bowl?
Absolutely not.
Not for long.
I have standards.
We're going to talk about that. We're also going to be talking about a couple of entertainment news segments, talking some video games. We're talking about quite a few things across the NFL and also some NBA news. So I want you to stick with us as we go through our show. This is First Up, first segment. Let's go.
최고.
And let's go right into our first topic of the night. Guys, we talked about this. We've been talking about this the past 20 weeks, right? Everyone knew the Super Bowl was coming. The Super Bowl is here. It is this coming Sunday. We've got the Eagles taking on the Chiefs. We're going to do a deep dive. We're going to give a little bit of our predictions, as if we can't give any more predictions enough, because it's literally just been something we've been talking about all season long. But finally, the week has arrived. We're going to get to see the clash of the Titans between these two teams in Glendale, Arizona on Sunday. First off, I want to know this. This is the real important question that everybody's asking. What do your Super Bowl parties look like? That's what I want to know.
Oh.
Because we could talk about the game, but I want to know, do you have any Super Bowl party traditions? Is there a place that you go to, certain friends you invite over? Who gets pied in the face? I don't understand how this works. Everybody's got different things. I want to know what you guys are doing.
I'll let AJ go first because I feel like his answer will be the quickest.
I don't have a tradition.
Tradition.
Tradition. I just if the Falcons are playing, I hide speakers all around my house and invite everybody I can over. And if they score a touchdown, I make that Falcon screech across my entire house, whether you're in the bathroom.
Just
That's good.
right
That's
through.
good. I like that.
That's and it's happened once in my lifetime. It annoyed the hell out of every Patriots fan until they came back, and I got what I deserved.
And then you quickly and quietly just.
We gotta sit down and talk about that, because I had a weird, we had two different experiences over that Super Bowl. Mine was actually I accepted it. I was so happy, and then I was like, oh, mine is I just get with my dad, and then we get as messed up as we can be, and we just watch the Super Bowl, especially if it's two teams we don't care about. Last year's was pretty fun. The Buccaneers Chiefs one wasn't that fun. That was
it was not fun.
It was a little sad.
Yeah.
This year, not doing that. I don't have I'm probably gonna either just do that by myself or with my roommates, or not watch it. I don't care about the Super Bowl this year at all. It means nothing. I'm already an off-season brain. I've already I've done a mock draft of the Patriots 20 times today.
Lamar Jackson Falcons.
Tune into the Freddie Sat Go podcast for that next week.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be there. I think I just like to go wherever the food is, and also wherever there's a good time. That's it, right? But if it's my team playing, don't talk to me. I'm locked in, right? I am watching the game. No, don't bother me. I'm not getting up. No, I don't need to go to the bathroom. No, I don't need anything else to eat. I'm locked in. This is it. That's me. So I'm kind of a party pooper if my team's there.
Whenever it was my team playing, it was just me.
Oh, okay.
I've never had a Patriots other person. Just been me. So it's just 6 Super Bowls of that.
Gotcha. Fair enough.
Turns out when you win a lot, people don't like you.
People don't like you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hard to really sell yourself as be my friend. Oh yeah, what's team you for? The Patriots? I don't know if I want to be.
It's we're not friends anymore.
Yeah, I was well, you know what? That's fair.
It's fine. See ya.
People are nicer once Tom Brady left.
You can drop the hors d'oeuvres. You can drop the hors d'oeuvres, and you can leave the room. Get it. Peanut in the chat. What's up, Peanut? It's been a while. Peanut? To see you, buddy. Saying go Eagles. I'm surprised as a Raiders fan. Why wouldn't you go for the Chiefs? I mean, it's not like you're rivals or anything. Hi, I'm Nia. Welcome to the channel. First time chatter. This year, unfortunately, I'm missing the Super Bowl to go see a play with my sister for her birthday. Hey, shout out to being a good sibling. What play you're going to see, though? That's the question, because you actually, depending on how big of a blowout this game is, you might be on the better end of the stick on that one. You might have you're making the right play. Let's see. Peanut also chimes in and says he doesn't really have a huge party, but his family and himself has food, and they get to watch the two teams. So this year they're actually having Philly cheesesteaks and barbecue to represent both the teams that are playing, and that's what they're serving. Speaking of Philly cheesesteaks and barbecue, there was a poll yesterday on the FCF Instagram page about what's better between Philly cheesesteaks and barbecue. And before you answer it, I decided, you know what? I'm curious to know what these guys are going to think, so let's make it our boss battle for the night.
Ow. Sorry. Oops, just roasted me to high heavens. If you want to be unfaithful, you date a Patriots fan. They don't care if you Hey, AJ
That's
Boom,
pretty
roasted.
good.
fired.
That's good.
Fired for me.
Oops, 83. You can come by
That's
anytime.
pretty good.
Anytime.
If you want someone who's faithful, date
Welcome.
any Atlanta sports fan, because
Yeah.
we've been through it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Oops, 83. Also first time chatter. That was a awesome first comment.
Yep.
I would say that definitely goes in the first
I'm
chat
gonna
Hall
go
of Fame right
cry.
there. Hey, if you're brand new to the channel, we're so happy you're here. Give us a follow here on the Twitch page or give us a subscribe on YouTube, because this is not just a home for fan controlled entertainment. It's fan controlled sports, which means you actually have live sports here for you to watch later on in the year. We've got football coming up. We've got hoops for the first time. And you, the fans at home, you get to call plays. You get to draft players, pick your uniforms and colors, jersey, all that stuff. And it's so much fun. And we'd love for you to hang out with us. But until then, enjoy the off season with us as we talk sports all around the world. So this Super Bowl, guys, I want to know from you in the chat, who do you guys have for the Super Bowl? Who's winning, Chiefs or Eagles? We're going to go around the horn right here, give our final predictions of what we think is going to happen. I'm going to let Stat start this one off. Stathead, who are you rooting for in the Super Bowl this Sunday night? Who is it going to be?
Root is a hard word to use there. I feel like that's too strong. I'm not rooting for anybody to win. But I jumped into the podcast a bit of, I just think there's a lot of more injury questions about the Chiefs. And I think the Eagles are steamrolling. But what me and Freddie talked about was the strength of schedule. The Chiefs have been in a lot of fights with a lot of good teams. Eagles been in a lot of fight with a lot of not so great teams. So I think it's going to be closer than we're saying. I do still think the Eagles are the better team. And I'm pulling for them. I like Jalen Hurts. I've loved Jalen Hurts. It's for dumb reasons. It's because I won a Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts on the Falcons and Madden with my dad. Very special. I want Jalen Hurts to win a Super Bowl because
Is that the one from
that?
Is that the one we started in the FCF season?
No, that
That's
was
a different
a
one.
different. I think Kaepernick was our quarterback in that
Oh
one.
yeah.
We were really bad.
We weren't good.
We weren't great. I think the Eagles are going to take it. I like their O-line. I think their defense is great. I think I think in terms of, I view this as a sprint, and I just think Eagles have a bit more in the tank. The Chiefs have been taking a lot of hits. So I just think the Eagles are going to outlast the Chiefs, but I think it's going to be a closer game.
Okay, that's good. AJ, we're about to go to you. We're going to catch up with chat real quick. We've got a lot of people saying Eagles. We've got some people saying Chiefs. Nia is back. She's saying she's from Missouri, so she's got to root for the Chiefs. Hey, shout out to you, fellow Missourian. Let's go, Chiefs. That's kind of where I'm leaning right now, too. AJ, what you got this week? Who are you rooting for?
I mean, I'm rooting for the Chiefs.
The Falcons. But, okay, what's your answer for the Super Bowl?
I said the Chiefs.
Not the Pooper Bowl. Okay, the Chiefs. All right.
Yeah. No, I just... yeah, so clever. Pooper Bowl. Wow.
I tried really hard on that one, guys.
You can tell who's the dad and who's not.
Big facts.
Genuinely, I think the thing that's going to come into play here is the injuries. So I'm not super stoked on that end. But if everything goes the way that I'm hoping it goes, I think Kansas City's going to pull it out. I think, like Stathead said, Kansas City has seen tougher opponents this year. They've been tested more. They've shown to be a better team, in my opinion, throughout the year, just because of the strength of schedule and the literal battles that they did. And then the Eagles kind of, they had a great season themselves. You can't take anything away from them. But the fact that their season was, in my opinion, greatly simplistic in comparison, and they both got there, it's just a battle of two different beasts. Maybe this is a situation where it's more of a marathon than a sprint, in the fact that, Mahomes has gone through the gauntlet in battling these guys, and, Hurts maybe may have a little more left in the tank just because he wasn't as gassed from the season. But there's something magical about this Kansas City team, man. And as much as people hate Patrick Mahomes' wife and brother, I still think that they're the new Tom Brady, man. That's the new Tom Brady. Is Patrick Mahomes has the skill, his wife and his brother have the annoyingness of Tom Brady. So
also
Giselle.
a point I want to just bring back to really boost AJ's point. Because I don't care about the Super Bowl, so I'll root for both teams. The Chiefs rookies, this rookie class,
dude,
asked to step up, and every Isaac Pacheco, man, let me tell you about that kid.
Yeah,
him
man.
and Jet, deadly. It's so fun to see just fast people being fast. Isaac's shown to be oh my god, it's just I love all the Chiefs rookies this year. They're doing a fantastic job.
I mean, I can't agree more. Pacheco has been, honestly, I think, rookie of the year to me. But
yeah, he's had a heck of a rookie season.
He's had a ridiculous season.
I love the trash talk that's happening in the chat. Please give us more of this, because I just love feeding off of your fury and fire over there in the chat. We got some people. We had someone tune in over on Facebook tonight. Albert, he is saying "Fly Eagles fly." Got some more Peanut and Nia going back and forth, and Peanut saying, "Hey, I'm a Raiders fan, so fly Eagles fly." And Nia's response was, "Hey, I'm from the Show Me State, and your team has shown me they can't even make it to the Super Bowl." Ouch!
Wow!
Ouch!
That's a burn.
Y'all keep that up. I appreciate the energy.
Yikes.
Can we just talk about the team no one's mentioning in the Super Bowl? Right now, you guys talked about the Chiefs, and you guys talked about the Eagles. There's one more team in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Team
Referees?
Kelsey, they are undefeated. They're not losing. Team Kelsey will win the Super Bowl. Calling it now, because they have both the Kelsey brothers for the first time ever. Brothers going head to head.
You know who wins?
Super Bowl.
You know who wins?
Who?
The dad,
Travis
Kelsey. Travis Kelsey's dad.
To say that
Ed
both
Kelsey.
of your sons
Ed Kelsey,
went to the Super Bowl.
Ed.
Big Ed.
Big Ed.
No big deal. Both of my
Either way, one of my sons is a Super Bowl winner this year.
Well, technically, if they're both Super Bowl champions, if the Eagles pull off the dub this time,
That's
they
true.
might get their mom to do the coin flip.
There's a petition going around for it. I don't know if it's going to happen. I kind of hope it does.
That'd be
I
pretty
highly
cool.
recommend to anyone out there, listen to the In the Heights episode that they did. It provides a lot of insight into what their mentality is like facing each other. I'm telling you, it's great. Honestly, one of the better podcasts that came out from the sports world this year.
Shout out to the real Super Bowl champion, whoever doesn't have to take Aaron Rodgers next year as a quarterback. That is going to be the doesn't. Yeah.
Oh,
a little shade there.
Well,
I'm rooting for the Chiefs. Give me Patrick Mahomes. I don't care if he's limping into the end zone every time.
I don't care.
Break
his legs off. I don't care.
He is the man. So Mahomes and the Chiefs, man. I think it's going to be a great game. It's going to be really exciting. Unlike this last week's Pro Bowl, it was not exciting. It was bad.
We don't have to talk about it. I'm just saying.
We have to talk about it. It was in the agenda. I put it in there so we could talk about how bad it was. Okay?
You have to, though.
We don't got.
We can go fast.
Okay. No.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Thank you. The Pro Bowl or the Pro Bowl this year took on a new format, and it was flag football.
Oh, it's not just flag football info. You got dodgeball. You got an obstacle course.
All those things have to do with football for sure.
Dumb.
You're right.
What do you mean just flag football? They really tried.
Dude, they tried so hard. Dude, next year they just need to have laser tag and capture the flag.
Okay, but that's fun. I watched that. Just make these grown men play gymnasium games. Put them through PE class, but they go hard.
It's just field day. It's like AFC versus NFC.
Field day.
It's great.
The NFL field day.
Dude, I will say, the NFL's got to figure it out. Okay, I understand you don't want players to get hurt. That was what kind of helped them adopt the flag football format. They weren't. If you've watched Pro Bowls in previous years anyway, they didn't hit each other anyway. As soon as someone got touched, they blew the whistle. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Unless your name is
it's
Sean
always
Taylor.
kind of been a joke. But when they moved to flag football, I'm just like, dude, why would I watch this? Why am I watching this? it was just not fun to watch at all. The most fun thing to watch was watching our boy, former FCF,
That's right.
kick punt returner, like superstar
Extraordinaire.
dude.
Turpin
killed it in the game. I saw him, running that ball over the field. He had a great game. That was really fun to watch. But again, like, I don't know, like, that dude needs to get a chance beyond just punt returning, in my opinion. But that's for another time. What we're talking about here is the Pro Bowl in its own right, and the NFL has to figure out what to do to continue to get people bought in. They tried to make it interesting too, like with the Peyton versus Eli, like head-to-head thing.
And dude, like, they've done that before.
That was
dude,
great.
I just honestly, like, I would rather them make the Pro Bowl scripted like WWE and just like make it like super drama filled with like grand entrances and like blitz style smackdowns and things like that. I would rather watch that.
Rice versus Sanders was a better Pro Bowl. They've done this versus that. Like, to me, the coolest thing that they did, it's not as cool as, but it's as close as we're gonna get, was the catch contest. Like, you just see all these athletic dudes being athletic for cool reasons. Like when Amon-Ra hopped over the Lions mascot with that one-handed grab and landed on a pad.
That was a really good grab.
That was fun. It's not going to be the dunk contest. Don't make it the dunk contest. Make it silly.
That was fun? I thought that was.
I thought it was a poor attempt at the dunk contest, but it was clearly the best thing that they did all weekend.
Think about that. I'm saying that.
It's not there, but it's the best thing they did all weekend.
I'm saying of that weekend, that thing, which is again not the dunk contest, years below it, but like that was the best thing out of everything, which means everything's below that.
Saying maybe the NFL should have, like, I don't know, talked to FCSE and like paid them for the technology to let fans call plays in the Pro Bowl, because that would actually be sweet, and a lot of people would probably like that. But I digress. Either way, the NFL has to fix the Pro Bowl. Agreed. Like, it's atrocious.
You got to make it mean something, because for a while it meant something, and when people get selected as a Pro Bowler, you think they're really good, but then you look at what the Pro Bowl is, and it's like, why are we putting these really good players in the dumbest thing we could? You're devaluing the title.
I think that's why the MLB All-Star Game really stands out from like when I'm looking at an All-Star Game. Like, the NBA All-Star Game is great. NBA All-Star Weekend is awesome. But you know what? I don't think the competition, the actual game, compares to MLB All-Star, because like in NBA All-Star, there's no defense. It's like, hey, we're just gonna shoot. Like, you know what I'm saying? MLB, like, there is something on the line, because it's home field advantage in the playoffs, in the World Series. Like, that really matters when it comes down to it. And so, like, I feel like if the NFL were to do something like that, or even NBA would do something like that, that would really at least make it a little bit more interesting.
I don't want to poop on your party a little, but I think, in my opinion, there's a different reason why that is, and that's football. You should not be going hard for a Pro Bowl weekend. That much I agree with, and because look at what happens when you do an obstacle course. Myles Garrett dislocated his leg, or was it shoulder? I don't remember. He dislocated something, and now he's injured. We don't want that. NBA, the reason why they wouldn't play a lot of defense is for a similar reason. You go too aggressive, you could hurt something. MLB, you can go hard. You can. And you're like the only thing you're really worried about is a torn rotator cuff. And those guys are athletes, and they can really still like find a way to safely get the ball there without going too hard. So if you're going to have a special weekend that highlights your best players in sports that are either fast paced and where mistakes can happen on the floor, or hard hitting, where the whole point is watching dudes crush each other, you got to make it fun, but you have to make it mean something and safe for the players. Because look at the players at Pro Bowl. They didn't care. Peyton and Eli were trying to get it with it. They didn't care that they lost, because there's no stakes and it means nothing.
So you think like even like a monetary payout or something would actually make it interesting?
There was a monetary payout. I don't think that's enough. I think it's got to
it's got to be something more.
It's got to be something more, because all they have to do then is just show up. And I think for them, they also want it to mean something aside from just, hey, if I show up and do this dumb little thing, I get couple $1,000, but it's like there's a little bit of pride in the game. You want it to be a cool thing.
Which tells me one thing. I agree 100% with what you said. And it tells me one thing. There needs to be an all-star game in the FCF. Think about it.
I disagree with most of what you've said for the last 10 minutes, and I've
Then just get off. Just
all right.
Leave the show.
No.
I like how I accidentally used the Pro Bowl Orlando 2018 logo. I'm just noticing.
I caught that
immediately,
and I just wanted you to bask in that. I wanted it to marinate a little bit.
No, like you said that the MLB All-Star Game was better than it.
All right,
what
let's
All-Star Game are you watching?
I don't want to talk to this man anymore. Continue on.
AJ, let him cook. Let him cook info.
Just kidding. We're having a good time, honestly. We're having a lot of fun. I do think, though, there will be changes to the Pro Bowl. I don't think it was well viewed this year in terms of viewership on television. So I'm interested to see kind of like how they continue to raise the stakes moving forward. But we're going to go ahead and go on to the rest of our sports topics, and we've got some really good ones.
The FCF All-Star Game where fans play the game and players call plays. I like that.
I've heard that idea before.
No.
I have no idea where.
That'd be so bad. No. I would love
no
that.
one would watch it. That's terrible.
It would be such a fun experience if you got picked.
None of the first of all, none of the fans would know how to run it.
Last, though?
I mean, I know for a fact I wouldn't be honest. Last.
We already know who's to be the last pick on one of the teams.
Oh, it's me.
Not you.
It's me. It's 100% me.
See, you're a linesman, Info. You're what we in the industry call a linesman.
Info the rock. Let Info run the ball.
That's my job. I'm running.
See that man bowl over some people.
We should on a side note topic, we should, just like we're doing like the D&D thing for the fan control show, we should figure out which fan controlled television host, what position they would play if they played for the FCF.
Are we
well,
not right now, later. Later. I'm logging all these ideas in my brain for future topics.
Well, Kamish would be a defender.
Yeah, so you guys like remind us. Dude, I would can you imagine going up against Kamish?
I want to.
Dwight Howard did.
Listen,
yeah, we saw how that worked out.
Challenge. I will absolutely, for content, try and do a one-on-one against Ray Austin.
I'll do 100%. A one-on-one against Ray when my shoulders.
1v1 Ray for content.
I don't even need the shoulder. I'll do it with one hand.
Makuga, hey, are you listening? They want to do a 1v1. Okay.
I wanted to do a 1v1 against Makuga, and he flaked.
Dude,
I wanted to challenge Makuga to a movie trivia thing.
Didn't he do a 1v1 though?
He did, and he lost.
It was bad, dude. He looked like Ezekiel Elliott on the last play of the Cowboys game. Anyway, sorry. Continuing on. Let's talk our next topic. We're gonna go NBA on this one, guys, because this was a huge shakeup. The Nets come forward and say they're parting ways with Kyrie. Kyrie wants out. He wants a trade. The Lakers start talking. The Suns start talking. All these teams are coming in, and the Nets say, you know what? The only team we're willing to trade with is going to be the Dallas Mavericks. So Kyrie is now a Dallas Mavericks, hanging out with Luka.
Just casually.
Is this a dream for Dallas, or is this a nightmare? Because I was reading an article earlier today, and I kind of agree with it. It was talking about the players that come in and destroy teams. And I'm not destroy teams in the sense of wow, we wrecked you guys. We just put up 30 points above you. Not that. I'm saying they come in, destroy the culture. They're not good. They're toxic for their team. The
CM Punks of the basketball world.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of
Is Kyrie that, or is he a dream for Dallas? Is Mark Cuban just the smartest guy in the NBA right now? Picking up Kyrie, pairing him with Luka, do the Mavs suddenly just have a magic playoff shot here now? What is your opinion on this? I want to talk into the nitty-gritty about this trade.
All right.
You take it, 100%.
But before I go in and discuss why this is not as great as everybody expects it, I got to call out JVol01 saying Destroyin's team is the best. Not only does he not know that they're called the Glacier Boys, They were not the best. So do yourself a favor, rewatch season 2. Maybe next year you can help them be the best.
Who was the best season 1? I'm just saying.
Anywho, as far as it goes with the NBA, the new Kyrie trade, and everything going on with Dallas, I'm happy. As a Atlanta Hawks fan, I've heard nothing but Luka doesn't have the team to help him. It's all on Luka. He doesn't have a partner in crime. He doesn't have anybody to help him.
That man's back is very sore.
See, a lot of people say that. But I think now this is a great opportunity for him to show, hey, you have someone else. Not only do you have someone else, you have it arguably the best Robin for your Batman, because this man has played alongside some of the best players in the entire NBA and assisted and helped them along the way, including Kevin Durant and LeBron James, arguably the 2 best players out right now. So if you cannot do well with Kyrie Irving, you can't do well. Yeah. Having said that, you did bring up a good point saying that this man could be a culture destroyer. And that's true. The man is a walking social media issue. Okay, he thinks the world is flat. He has a lot of weird takes and posts social media things at the wrong time. It's not great. Now, I think that's going to be the issue. I think that is going to cause some dissension between the two, because Luka, let's be real, the dude seems pretty lackadaisical. Like, he's a great player, but like in the offseason, he's not training his butt off. He's at hookah lounges enjoying himself. Kyrie, on the other hand, he gets that Mamba mentality instantly.
Luka is the in shape foreign James Harden.
Yes, I say he's like, in shape during the season.
Yeah. Luka is just in shape all the time. But like,
so I think this is great. I think this is an opportunity for them to actually like show the world what they can do now that Luka has somebody to help him out. I think though this is going to show the world that Luka is not the superstar that people make him out to be. Genuinely, because I think he gets that title because he's the only person on his team making that team good. Now that he has Kyrie, it's a different story. But he has to be able to work alongside another all-star player. If he can't utilize him well, he's not as good as everyone expects him to be. It's a difference playing alongside another superstar. If you're a true MVP, you can make that superstar shine just as bright as you. If you're not,
yeah. Well, and the truth is like, is this going to hurt Luka's shot at an MVP, right? Because the reason that Luka was MVP worthy was because he's putting up 50 points a game. He's managing assists. He's literally driving the Mavericks to be competitive in the West Conference. And now he's got, a Robin to his Batman, someone who's going to be sharing some of that point load, someone who's going to be helping dish the ball, helping make plays, which almost takes away a little bit of the value from Luka. Am I not mistaken? So unless Kyrie comes in and continues to support Luka to elevate Luka to that level of play every single night, which I don't think is going to happen because Kyrie's there to ball out too. He is there to make plays and to show that he is still him, that he is still championship worthy, that he is still award winner worthy, that he's still an offensive and defensive threat on the floor. Despite everything that's going on in the regular world, he's there to show that he can play basketball. And so I don't think he's going to share that pedestal. I think he's going to honestly try to compete for it, which is good. A little friendly rivalry, like on the team, like we're both trying to, be the top scorer. I think that's great. It helps the, fun fact, everyone watching at home, whoever scores the most points wins. So scoring points isn't really a bad thing if you are using that as motivation to drive points up your scoreboard to defeat the other team, by all means. But I do not know how well Luka's MVP race is going to continue from here on out. We're really gonna have to see the chemistry between these two. Stathead, go ahead, man.
Like 2 answers to that. One, if you're only thinking about MVPs as a player, you're playing the game wrong.
Yep.
You're not there to win MVPs.
100%. And I don't think Luka is, but I'm just saying everyone that has been saying that Luka is worthy of that.
To answer the question, do I think it's going to hurt his MVP chances? My answer is going to be built off of AJ's initial response, which is if he does what AJ is saying to do, no. It will not. If they come in there and they just make magic, Luka's going to look amazing. Kyrie's going to be rejuvenalized. It's going to be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I think Luka's everything dangles in the balance of how Kyrie goes about it, and how Luka chooses to respond.
It's good.
Like Kyrie's coming in. Kyrie, I'm sure, has been told like that this is Luka's team. And so what does Kyrie do? And then whatever Kyrie does, it's how Luka responds. So it's that first initial, I just got to see the chemistry. Because if it's not there, or God forbid it worsens, it's going to destroy them both in different ways.
100%. 100%. So the real question is, will the Mavs be as magical as they say? Is this going to be a dream in Dallas? Only time will tell. And we're going to be tuning in to watch this team because they are definitely now a team to watch this season. We'll see. We're going to go back into the NFL. This was something that a lot of people didn't know, 100% sure if it was going to happen or not, because Tom Brady's retirement again. Whenever he came back for a season, they're like, okay, is he going to just do one more and then be done after losing his wife over coming back? Or there's probably other things involved, but he gets a divorce. He's because he's playing again. We know that was one of the reasons. And for a lot of people are like, I don't think he's just going to do one season. He's going to do two. He's going to wrap up at Tampa Bay. Maybe he goes somewhere else. AJ's been calling it all year. It's time for him to move on. And I don't disagree with that. But a lot of people didn't think that was going to be the case. But he announces last week that he is officially calling it quits. And I think really what it came down to is he said that he was going to play until he sucked. That's what he said. He said it in his own words. He was going to play till he sucked. He lost to Dallas. That's pretty low. They lost to Dallas in the playoffs in the wild card game. I think that's where he had to take a reality check of Tampa Bay is not doing good. I'm kind of not where I used to be. Maybe it's time to leave. And then he's also, I think the other thing was he's looking over at this Fox this paycheck with a expiration date on it. And they're saying, hey, don't forget, if we're trying to sign you for broadcasting, and if you come on over to Fox, we're going to book you for a 10-year, $375 million deal to do broadcasting for us. And I think he's yep, time to go ahead and jump into that. Because I read this stat the other day, mind blowing. Do you guys know how much money Brady made his entire career in the NFL?
Yes, because I looked at the rundown.
Yeah.
No, because I didn't.
He made $300 million in his 23-year career. And with this deal with Fox, he's going to make $375 million in 10 years doing broadcasting.
Well, it's also inflation and the time change with the economy.
The math over here. Yeah.
If you compare,
it's insane money.
It is a lot of money. But
I would retire to do that.
10 years of Tom Brady is a lot of years of Tom Brady.
That's a lot of years of time. I don't think I want 10
that
more
means
years.
That's 33 years total of Tom Brady.
That's too much Tom Brady.
That's too much Tom Brady.
It's better than this year's 2043 Super Bowl MVP goes to Tom Brady. Because
he's not good enough to get it, though.
Yeah, no.
His last Super Bowl, he didn't win MVP.
I don't know.
Not good enough, though.
I think he's going to be okay. I think he's going to have that job for the exact amount of time that he signed up for. I don't...
Yeah.
Listen, now that he's done with football, he means nothing to me as a person.
Wow.
He's dead to me now.
I don't care about his private
all those
life.
championships he won me as a fan.
Yeah, that's the athlete. He's not an athlete. He stopped. It's over.
He stopped.
So I love this. I love this iteration of him. I don't care how much money he makes. I don't you brought up his divorce. That doesn't mean anything.
Oh no, I'm saying
divorce. It's after his time with my team.
That came from because part of it was him coming out of retirement back.
Sports. It's
the only reason I brought it up.
It's fascinating to me. I do want to see how genuinely he is as an analyst or whatever they have him doing. I feel like he's gonna. This is to me we're gonna get some weird retirement arc, he already has like done a podcast with Belichick, and they talk about how like close they are, which I loved because that means all the Brady versus Belichick people can just stop
Yeah.
for like a
Now,
little bit.
as a Patriot fan, you probably saw this, but there's a huge push right now where they're considering trying to sign him for a one-day deal to retire as a Patriot.
Oh, they should. I think that is absolutely the correct move.
That is terrible. Do not do that.
I think that
That is
the
the
correct
dumbest
move.
thing ever. No, why? That is such a symbolic thing. It's just like, you're not a Patriot. Your last season was not as a Patriot. You will not play another down as a Patriot unless they let this man go out and toss the ball to get a touchdown. No, throw that old man
He just
in the
walks out there
retirement home.
for his
Get
first
him-
play of the year
get him
next
out of
year.
here.
Just walks out there.
Is Michael
takes a
Vick
snap.
a Falcon or a Steeler?
Doesn't matter. Michael Vick's retired.
But to your point,
Is he
you
retire
remember-
a Falcon or a Steeler in your eyes?
I don't care. That's my iframe. Michael
okay,
Vick.
I get you.
I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
It's hard for me with the whole Michael Vick thing. I have a pit bull. I love my dog. I want to open up a sanctuary.
Bad example, Julio Jones.
He's like, it's like maybe Michael Vick is not the answer.
Julio
Uh,
Jones. Are they going to be? Are they going to?
I guess he's going to be a Tampa Bay. No, he's going to be a Buccaneer. If he retires this year, he's a Buccaneer.
That's a
Like,
legendary
if the
player from your
Falcons-
team.
100% though. But if the Falcons want to give Matt Ryan and Julio Jones 1 day contracts for next year so they can both retire as Falcons, I'm going to tell them, get the fuck out of here. No,
Why?
those are roster spots for players that deserve to play. You had your time and your time is up. We'll give you 2-3 years. We'll put you in the circle. Okay. Then we'll bring you back. We'll do the whole thing we did with Michael Vick. We'll put you in something to ride around with Roddy White. Then you're done. All right. But that's it. I appreciate your time here. You decided to leave. That's it. You don't deserve to come back for 1 day. That's so unnecessary.
It's symbolic. Golly.
Yep.
Wow.
He's saying, I don't care. That's what he's saying. You know who,
Symbolism.
We're gonna go into this next topic. I read this yesterday. I wanted to bring it up on the show because this is super interesting to me. Sean Payton, we got word at the end of last week's show that Sean Payton was going to be the new coach for the Denver Broncos. But now in an interview on Monday, he says
They call Kyle George Kittle.
Who told? Who ratted that out?
It's in the comments. Lodi is just like, hey, George Kittle, top left guy. It's like, damn.
Listen, you can't tell anybody. I'm not.
the whole show just comes to a halt
Just to stop.
from
Just
one
to
incredible comment. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
me, George Kittle.
You got us. He's
You
in
got-
disguise.
Whoa.
Okay, so Sean Payton takes over at the end of our show last week. We talked about it very briefly, but he goes into a press conference, and this really got my attention. And basically, all last season, Russell Wilson, although having an off year, he was accompanied by his quarterback coach, Jake Heaps, his personal quarterback coach, and other members of his personal staff. Nathaniel Hackett served as the Denver head coach at the time last season. He allowed Wilson's personal crew in the facility to help encourage him and help him play the best he could. New coach, Sean Payton, is kicking them out.
Hell yeah.
And he say, I'm not too familiar with that. Peyton said Monday when asked about players having their own personal coaches in the building last year. He says, that's a foreign thing to me. That's not going to take place. I'm unfamiliar with it. Our staff will be here. Our players will be here. And that will be it. Wilson can continue working with his own personal coaches on his own time, but they will no longer have a presence in the team's facility.
Good.
Dude is making moves week one. And
You
I don't think Russ is very happy about it. But at the same time, apparently, like Russell Wilson and Sean Payton have an understanding like that. I heard that Russ actually had a phone call with Sean Payton like just before the news broke about him coming to Denver and what that would look like and stuff. And so honestly, I don't know that Russell Wilson needs that with a guy like Sean Payton at the helm. I really don't think he does. I think this is a crazy move to see Sean come in and just be like, "Yep, over, credentials revoked." Like, I think that's super crazy, but by all means, like, he has the right. I just kind of wanted to like bring it up and see like what your take was on this, because it is pretty insane. Like you hear about, when you talk about the changing of hands here in this organization, and Denver already having an off year and Russell already having an off year, to now no longer having that additional staff support. What do you guys like think about this? Is this going to help the Denver Broncos? Is it going to hurt the Denver Broncos? Is it going to help or hurt Russell Wilson? Like, what are your opinions or theories on that? Real quick, Lodi says Wilson didn't have his team with the Seahawks, so it was a good move for him to go to Denver. Okay.
I think you can't hurt the Broncos any more than they've hurt themselves.
Big facts.
Like, any change is needed at this point. They couldn't score 20 points for like a while. 20 points.
Yep.
They couldn't do it. They couldn't score in the red zone for like ever. If I'm Sean Payton, I don't care what Russell Wilson has to say.
I'm here to win games.
Because you're here to win games, and they couldn't do that.
Yep.
Not only, even the games they won, they looked terrible. That's really impressive. Like, you don't want that guy there. He's not part of like the culture. He's an outsider affecting one person. That's you can't have that.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's a good thing. I think it's the coach showing them who's boss. Like this is my team. I'm the coach here. You're not getting by with this behavior. And I think it's a good thing to do, because it shows like, hey, get in line or you don't get played. I think Russell Wilson's the type of person that when he's left to his own devices, he gets distracted, especially with having that many people around. It's unnecessary. Clearly didn't help his game whatsoever. And like Lodi says, like, he didn't have that in Seattle, and he was doing better over there. So
shout out to Armchair Geeks in the chat. Great point that he is making. The Broncos offense was so bad. If they had scored 18 points a game, they would have won 10 more games. That's a great first time chat there, Armchair. Welcome to the show. And yeah, I agree with you. Like Denver obviously saw a huge problem with the way things that were running in Denver. That's why they sacked their coach. That's why they bring in a legend like Sean Payton. And I think it's honestly a great move for the Denver Bronco organization. The real question is, does the rest of the Denver Bronco organization do what they need to do to help Sean and Russell be successful in Denver? Do they give Russell Wilson the right weapons? Do they really vastly improve their offense and defense capabilities? Honestly, their defense wasn't too bad. It's just their offense couldn't get in the end zone. Yep. So that's really what it came down to. So that's going to be the real telltale thing. And I mean, guys, we're not even in the off season yet, and we're already hearing about this off season type of drama. These next few months are going to be crazy up until the draft. Just saying, it's going to be insane. But yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Armchair also saying they've got to go after Barkley. Williams is out the first month or so. Yeah, I mean, that could definitely be a good pickup for sure. Let's go ahead and go into our gaming and entertainment portion, and then we're going to wrap back up here with our boss battle shortly after that. These next two are real quick topics. Today, Nintendo dropped some news that they're going to host their next Nintendo Direct live stream tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern. I guess that would be 1 Pacific. So you guys can tune in. It says it's going to be 40 minutes long, which is quite a long time. That's usually how long their old E3 presentations were, and they would announce a ton of games. And they said that this is just going to focus on games for the first half of 2023. So it'll be interesting to kind of see what's there. But rumors are that we might see more Breath of the Wild, or the sequel to Breath of the Wild. We might see some Pikmin. We might see some Kirby. I know you guys aren't as big on Nintendo as you are on PlayStation, but I know Stat is a big Nintendo guy. But I'm talking more AJ. He's like, I'm appalled. I'm sorry. I've
never been so insulted in my life.
I'm sorry.
PlayStation.
I'm
not a pleb. I'm cool. I like Nintendo.
Nintendo's awesome. I love Nintendo. But
hard dunk on AJ.
sorry, bro. But again, this came out of the blue. It's kind of surprising. It's been a while since Nintendo's done a direct. Is there anything that you guys are hoping to see from Nintendo this year?
No.
Just give me games.
I have I love Nintendo. I have stopped paying attention to what they release unless it's like big. There's nothing I really want. I still haven't even played the new Pokemon game. I'm way behind.
No, y'all need to catch up, bro.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's bad for sure. Yeah, I feel like they other than Pokemon I wouldn't even consider like a first party title. I mean, I know it's exclusive, but it's not like Nintendo IP or first party. It's run by Game Freak and the Pokemon Company. So I honestly don't really recall any big first party games other than Fire Emblem that have come. So I'm really hoping that we're going to see some more first party titles get announced for beginning of this year, because I feel like it's been kind of a drought for Nintendo, and so I'm hoping that they will show off quite a bit tomorrow. 40 minutes is a long time. That's a lot of gameplay, so we'll see. And also, this dropped today, and I thought this was super interesting. I briefly mentioned it to you guys before the stream. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. We talked about this last week. It got delayed to April, but IGN had a first look article which actually showcased 9 minutes of gameplay, showed off a lot of the new combat systems. It shows it's a lot more complex. Super crazy. I don't know if you guys had a chance to watch it. I know, AJ, you played the first one. I played the first one. Stat, you said you didn't get to play the first one. But it looks like a completely different game, completely more refined. And so I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Your thoughts on it? Did you watch the gameplay video at all?
I didn't have time.
I'm going to see if we can pull up some of the gameplay. Let's see if we can get that pulled up here while we're chatting about it, so you guys can kind of see a little bit of it. Lodi says, do you guys do chat recommended topics? I mean, hey, throw one our way. If we have time, we might be able to jump into it. If not, we can always pocket it for our future shows. Love to do that. Austin, hello. Thanks for tuning in over on YouTube. Good to see you. So yeah, this Jedi Survivor gameplay, it is very complex, because there's 3 different fighting styles. There's kind of a heavy, mid, and a light attack to it. But they're actually, instead of just doing different buttons mean different things, it actually is basing itself on saber configuration. You kind of see some of the gameplay here. This is actually a new planet that they're exploring, where they're kind of showing this off, and get to see a lot of the wildlife, which, by the way, the wildlife in this game is rideable, which is pretty crazy. We're about to see our first little bit of the UI here, and also the going to see some combat. But I didn't know if you actually checked this out. So Gorgonbox says didn't know it was a gaming show they're doing. Yes, where we do sports and gaming on Tuesday nights. Sports and gaming, so we're doing both. You said, the Superbowl is coming up. Can we talk about LeBron and the scoring title tonight? Yeah, we can definitely do that here in just a second. Love to talk to you guys. I mean, basically the lead scorer, all-time scorer, is on the line tonight for LeBron. He's gonna pass it. The just matter of question is when. Is it tonight? Is it the next game? Who knows? But yeah, I mean, I would highly advise you guys go take a look at this if you guys are huge fans of the Jedi Survivor series. It's 9 minutes of gameplay. We're not going to show it all right here, but super, super interesting. This game looks way more polished. I was super surprised, all things considered, with it actually being, a game that's been delayed. It looks really dang polished. And sorry if the frame rate's choppy, is because we're also trying to stream it while it's being played. But go watch it. It's super clear. Combat looks insane. When you go check it out, the whole thing is pretty awesome. Large beast fights and and everything. So I'm going to drop a link. You guys can go click on that and go check it out after the show. Let's try to see if we can hit these last two topics real quick that these guys are throwing to us in the chat. So Gorgonbach says he wants to talk about the LeBron scoring title. Are you guys tracking this? Do you guys think that LeBron is going to take that title tonight? Do you think it's going to be the following night? Do you think it even matters at this point? Is the LeBron is the GOAT argument even a question anymore?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, are you kidding me? There's so many things. There's so many things wrong with those questions. Does it matter if he does the scoring title? Yeah, it matters. It's history. It looks good, but I don't think it really matters in the long term. I think that scoring title is going to get eclipsed again and then again and again. It's just the way the NBA is. It is more focused on offense than it is on defense. In the past, it was a very defensive league. Now we got people shooting from the half court logo. Back in the day, if somebody did that, they would be considered crazy and get benched instantly. Now we got Trae Young and Dame Lillard doing it every time. So for me, genuinely, if you want to bring up who's the GOAT, bring up the guy that they continually put him up against. It's MJ. Put him up against Kareem. Put him up against the greats. The difference between those guys and LeBron, to me, some of them didn't go ring chasing. They stayed in their hometown the entire way, or where they were drafted the entire way. LeBron chased that ring through 4-5 different teams. Wait, it was Cleveland, Miami, back to Cleveland. Now he's in LA. 4 teams. So to me, if you really want to compare the two, go with the one that was with his team throughout the entire, his entire career until he retired the second time. You know,
played on the Wizards.
He played on the Wizards, but that was a different MJ.
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that MJ. Even though I saw him play as a Wizard, but that's the only cool thing.
Gorgonbach says, do you think it improves the title of being a GOAT? Absolutely. I do think it helps add to the argument, right?
It adds to the argument.
Still going to view. I still just think people are going to continue to view MJ as the GOAT, but they're really they're two different styles of players. Our armchair geek says is great. I don't know if any of those guys like Kareem and MJ could last 20 years in the league. I mean, yeah, we kind of saw a taste of that when MJ came back to the Wizards. You're 100% right. LeBron has stayed a peak player in the league his entire career. He's done excellent. So I'll give you that.
I think LeBron wrote his own title, man. If he just stayed in Cleveland his entire career and didn't do all those backstage antics with the decision.
I'm taking my talents to South Beach.
Yeah, if he took all that stuff out and stayed in Cleveland his entire career, took away all the antics and did what he did, then I know I would be one of the few, maybe not more, that would say he's the GOAT.
Yeah, I think what you're saying is what the sentiment of what a lot of people think is that it takes more than a stat line to say that you're the best.
Exactly. Not only that, we can make the argument that he cemented the big three movement in the NBA.
For sure. I mean, we talked about that a few months ago on the show.
Yeah, while he wasn't the originator of it, because that goes to the Celtics with Kevin Garnett, Rondo, and Paul Pierce. It's more of he chose to copy it just to beat them, which brought this whole mentality of, we need 3 superstars, not just one, to be able to win. And I just think that kind of ruined the NBA for a few years. Then you got all these super teams.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at this, of course, LeBron is going to be one of the greatest of all time. There's no doubt about it. To say he is the greatest, I feel like that is a waste in time argument. I think, dude, the different eras of basketball, completely different styles of play, completely different, attitudes towards players. You know what? They didn't trade jerseys back in the 90s at all.
Well, that's true.
If you asked me for my jersey, I'd be like, no. You know what I'm saying? If I'm on an NBA player, if I'm an NBA player and I'm playing against the other team, I don't want your jersey. Get the heck away from me, because there's this rivalry. There's a serious competitiveness about it. And I feel like now it's like, hey man, we're all professional. We go out there, we ball out, and we go home. But LeBron, 38,387 points. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, that was how many points he had, and LeBron is right behind him at 38,352. So
Well,
it's close.
We have Armchair Geek saying that LeBron's the greatest athlete of all time as far as NBA concerned, because you'll never see someone do the things he did again. See, that's kind of where you're wrong. As far as scoring and scoring points go, if you look at Trae Young, he's actually the second person to average what he's averaging as far as points and the amount of 40-point games that he's had. And at the age he's going, he's set to eclipse, him and Luka are set to eclipse LeBron James's points total. So it is the way the NBA is changing. It's evolving. It's a more offensive game now.
Like we said, they played way more defense in the 80s and 90s. They don't now. It's very, very different. But either way, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not taking away from LeBron's feat. I mean, he has played tons of time in the NBA. He's a solid player. I agree. I think I would like LeBron more if he would have stuck to one or two teams and not just hopped around to wherever. I think even staying in Cleveland would have been huge.
He tarnished his own reputation by doing that.
Greatest player that ever played the game is my grandpa. And I said it. All right.
There you go.
Yeah.
His name was Gandalf.
It's very true.
We got some people saying, like, Astrophysical Anomaly said that as a Wizards fan, he hated every second that Jordan was there. And then Gorgon says, adding to that, my dad is a huge Lakers fan, and I can't stand watching LeBron on that team. So, and it's interesting. But yeah, two different styles of play, two different types of NBAs. To say that one is the GOAT of the other, it's hard to say. One of the players that played in both eras of this side of the NBA, unfortunately, is no longer with us, and I would argue that he was one of the GOATs, and that's Kobe, because he played at the end of that 90s super physical, like, defensive basketball, and then he played in the new offensive movement too, and he played well in both. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at there, but we'll see kind of where this goes. I mean, obviously LeBron's got plenty of time left in his career. I think he's going to stay until Bronny leaves. That's what I think. So
he's got at least 3 more years in him.
Yeah. So I mean, if he doesn't score, like, I don't know,
30 points,
25 points, 30 points in the next 3 years, there's a serious problem. So I mean, it's going to happen. But let's go ahead and go into our boss battle for the night. Again, if you're brand new to the show, first time watching, each and every week we bring up a topic, we debate about it, we all pick an answers, and you guys pick who you agree with more in the chat, and we want to know your answers too to this boss battle fight. Can we run that boss battle intro? Here we go with that. Let's go.
Choose your character.
It is time for our boss battle for the night. I love watching my 16-bit self because I was so swole back then. That was before Dunkin' Donuts
Strength in numbers
ever existed. So yeah, you can't take me down, Steadhead. I don't know why. Like, I feel like
I don't know why you made me the weakest one, but I apparently am.
Every time I watch it, it yields the same result. I can't imagine. It's like it's a pre-rendered video. Anyway. This week's boss battle, I wanted to make it really interesting. We teased it a little bit earlier on the show, and it was a poll yesterday, but I wanted to get your opinion on it. Because the Super Bowl is this weekend, and we've got Philly taking on the Chiefs, our boss battle tonight is Philly cheesesteak or Kansas City barbecue. Who you got as the best food of choice between the two, and why? If you're in the chat, let us know what you are ordering off the menu. You've taken some Kansas City barbecue, you've taken a Philly cheesesteak. This is not a metaphor for what team you want to win the Super Bowl. This is like literally just a food battle. And I'm really grateful I ate dinner before I had this conversation, because otherwise I would be hating this. So let's start. Stat?
I have to go with what I know. I've never had Kansas City barbecue. So I'm just going to choose the Philly cheesesteak. So I really have no debate against the Kansas City barbecue. It's probably amazing.
Oh, it is.
I want to try it. I've always wanted to try it. Never been to Kansas City. So it could be great. I've only had Philly cheesesteaks, and Philly cheesesteaks make me feel like I'm at home. I grew up near Philly, big Philly cheesesteak fan. So this whole debate, incredibly biased, one-sided. I don't even have an argument against anything anyone could say that is positive about Kansas City barbecue.
Fair enough. AJ.
All right. Now, see, the difference between you and me, Stathead, is I
You've
have
traveled.
experience. I've traveled the entire United States, contiguous United States.
Yeah.
I've eaten many a cheesesteak, and I've tried barbecue from every state from here to California. And I can tell you for a fact, the barbecue is better, man. You put Cheese Whiz on top of your cheese. That's not real cheese.
Okay, first of all,
it's canned cheese.
I need everyone at home to understand that if you are eating a Philly cheesesteak with Cheese Whiz on it, that is not a Philly cheesesteak. Someone hurt you.
It's an imposter.
You say that.
Call for help.
You say that, but I've gone to like, what was it? Gino's or Ted's or whatever those two guys are.
Ted's. We don't talk about Ted's.
Okay, I've gone to all of them. I've gone to the ones that Bruno. I've tried Bruno's. Whatever that is.
I don't know. He said we don't talk about Ted, and so I thought we don't talk about Bruno.
No, there's like two main like cheese steaks. It's Pat's and Gino's. There it is. That's what it is. I've tried both. There's also one where it's like a third one that they're like, it's a little better. That third one is better, but it's not by much. All right.
You can't just go to
I feel like this is the Chicago deep dish pizza debate.
Yeah.
I'm not a deep dish pizza fan. I don't like Chicago deep dish. Give me a New York style.
You live there. How can
I know.
you not?
You can
because it's not good. It's
automatically disqualified.
No. It's what do you call those? It's a casserole. There it is. That's all it is. It's just a casserole.
Geeks on my side. The two spots you ate at, the most overrated places in Philly. That's
what they're saying. That I'm reading the chat. Armchair Geeks.
I know, and I've eaten there.
You've been deceived.
I've eaten there, and I've eaten the third one where like I asked locals. All right, this is where they've sent me. All right, there's like a third one that's weird. That's it looks like a diner that chops up. I don't know. But then you compare it to barbecue. Now, barbecue, you got to be bad to mess up barbecue.
How do you pronounce that?
Ishkabibbles.
Ishkabibbles is the best? There's no way I went there. I know for a fact I didn't go there.
Can't forget
it's
that
still
name.
A shot.
But it's easy. It's really easy to mess up a cheesesteak, Cheese Whiz.
Yeah.
It's very hard to mess up barbecue. Barbecue is easy.
False. You can definitely mess up barbecue.
You can mess up a barbecue.
A lot of people mess up barbecue.
But if that's the case, I've never had bad barbecue in Kansas.
Yes, that's good.
That's because
Missouri.
You don't just wake up one day and decide to do barbecue. You have to be trained to do barbecue. It is an elder technique, and if you can't do it, they take away your spatula. You don't get grill master duties anymore. It's very serious. They'll find you.
Shout out to the Knights of Degen for losing twice to the Apes.
Board Apes all the way. People mess up barbecue all the time. I used to do barbecue competitions across the country. Astrophysical anomaly, we need to have a conversation because I want to hear more about that sometime.
I still say barbecue is better.
Yeah.
I haven't. It is rare to find bad barbecue, and I feel like you got to go looking for it. It is not rare when like literal people, civilians of Philadelphia are saying go here, and then they are still themselves divided, saying that is not good.
We're gonna put a poll up here in a second. I want you guys to vote in the chat. What do you think is better, Kansas City barbecue or Philly cheesesteaks? That's gonna be the poll. Like that's what we're doing. So that's gonna pop up here in just a second. And when it does, I expect you guys to vote because you guys seem very passionate about it. I have never had an official Philly cheesesteak.
It's not good.
I do want to try an official Philly cheesesteak.
I got you.
I have had a lot of Kansas City barbecue. I've had a lot of Texas barbecue as well. They're completely different. Kansas City barbecue, I think, is better than Texas barbecue, hands down.
I will say this though.
Yeah, go ahead.
I will say this though. It's bad when the best Philly cheesesteak I've had was in Atlanta and not in Philadelphia.
Oh, that is bad.
Yeah, that is bad.
I've had a Philly cheesesteak in OKC, and it was fire. It was really good.
Like Philly
but it was a
cheesesteaks
Kansas City
are
barbecue.
good. It's just I love you, Philly. We gotta pick like one place because these fakers sneaking in. I don't know what it is, but like there's great cheesesteaks in Pennsylvania, and it's just some of them are outside of Philadelphia, the place known for cheesesteaks.
Mm.
And it is sad, but it's I'm team cheesesteak because I think cheesesteak is comfort, barbecue is a party, if that makes sense.
Fair
Sure.
enough.
Like
Yeah.
if I'm choosing between the two, I like comfort. I like cheesesteak.
You come to Missouri, and I'm going to take you to
Barbecue's
Getting
a party.
Basted. There's a place near me called Getting Basted. Phenomenal.
Yo, Armchair's got provolone in the chat. That's what's
Dude,
up.
I put provolone on mine. So the other night, my
Provolone's the
wife and I made
cheese.
homemade Philly cheesesteaks, and they were fire.
Yo,
So,
but like
Peppers,
I'm
onions, provolone. It was great.
I've been messing with a little bit of pepper jack recently, trying a little odd stuff. I'm
Okay.
loving it. I'm trying to expand my cheese
Ba-da-ba-ba.
taste.
Loving it.
Not like that. Because
Oh,
it's
okay.
not
All I'm
just
saying,
weird cheese.
armchair is going off in the chat saying like, "Cheese whiz, you messed up."
You
All
didn't
I'm
make
saying
it.
is,
That's
I
the
was
thing.
there.
You didn't make it.
I didn't make it. I was there with locals. Like I used to be a traveling musician. Like I played in a pop punk band. We went state to state, and what we would do is we'd go to the venue. We'd see fans waiting for our show, and we'd ask them, "Hey, what's a good place to eat right here?" And what normally we do is we'd ask like, "Hey, is there a good barbecue?" If it's like a barbecue type style. Whenever we're in Philly, we were told so many times, go to Gino's, go to Pat's, go try all these different ones.
Right.
I went to Philly, I would say 5 different times. I've tried each of them and like the hometown one that the booker and agent who set up the show, the people who run it tell us to go. I've tried all of them. It's not good. I follow their rules. They put cheese whiz. It's not good.
I don't know who lied to you.
These
But
are
I'm
homegrown
supposed to-
Philadelphians.
They're wrong.
So
If you are a Philadelphian and you say Cheese Whiz goes on a cheesesteak, you're wrong. You are incorrect. Cheese Whiz goes on 2 things. And both of these are to be consumed when you can't make anything better. But like you could go on nachos, could go on like crackers, depending
All right.
on the Cheese Whiz.
Poll is up. It's set up as a prediction. What do you think is the best? You guys vote. You guys go
This
vote
has
now. You got
become
30
like
seconds.
a real. I don't know. I feel like we need like one of those like ad campaigns of just like black and white on AJ. It's like this poor man had a Philly cheesesteak with Cheese Whiz. Call this toll-free number today. Give him a real cheesesteak.
arms of an angel.
Fly away. Like I that's not fair to you. You know what we'll do? We'll go out. I'll get me some KC barbecue because I've never had it. We'll get you a great cheesesteak. You deserve that at least one time.
It was
We'll
tied,
see.
so I'm just going to delete the thing and return your points, people. But it was tied up. So either way, I guess that means all it means to say is this Sunday, we're all going to head over to Peanut Superbowl party because they're serving both Kansas City barbecue and Philly cheesesteaks. So I guess that's where we're going to be.
To the peanut house.
So we can decide who the ultimate champion is. Anyway,
To the Peanut
guys, thank you
Show.
so much for tuning in to this week's Info Arcade show. Each and every Tuesday, we gather right here to talk about sports and gaming and media entertainment. And we do it live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So you guys can tune in our platforms at 7 p.m. Eastern or 4 p.m. Pacific. You can also listen to this on podcast services all around the globe. Make sure you tune in to our other FCTV content, like the Freddy Stat Go podcast every single Monday. You can tune into the Don't Cause a Ruckus show every Wednesday night with your boy King Ka and also the legendary Jose Ruckus. And Thursday, the Fan Controlled show happens on Twitch every single week. So we hope that you guys tune in for that. Until next week, we hope you have a good one. And remember, Power to the fans.